Live a Little 74. I'm at the shooting range this morning. I was going to recover some lead. I want to try some new equipment to get the lead out of the ground. I was using a fan screen, metal fan screen for a house fan, oscillating fans. I picked these strainers up here, this one and this one, at Target for like 50 cents. They take a little bit longer. I'm not 100% sold on them yet. I kind of like the fan cover a lot better to sift the material, and the reason is the material goes through a lot faster and I can get a lot more out quicker. The only positive to this is it catches all the 22 rounds and fragments of the bullets that have shattered or exploded, whatever. And yeah, so you're getting smaller particles of lead, but you're not moving the material as quick. And as far as I'm concerned, time is money, so I'm probably going to go back to the fan screen and modify that a little bit, maybe to try to catch some of the smaller lead. Let's go ahead and see. I'll show you how this works. I usually use a small hand trowel deal, all shovel scooper thing, but I decided to try to go a little bit bigger. I figured bigger with this bucket. I thought I'd move more material, but I guess not. So. And I found that it's harder to go through the material as well to find it. You really gotta shake it down and start taking all the rocks off the top. So little piece of lead is. I don't think that this is gonna be my new recovery method by any means. Lead is really heavy too, so kind of like gold, it all settles to the bottom. I should say most of it does, but I'm just not, I don't know, just a lot of time and effort to grab lead. Oh, and I've mined this whole area out too. I've spent probably 5 days on this area. All the pigs leaving their trash here. You can't really see any of my hills, but you can see the pits in the ground. That's all from me. Seems the best way to find it was to go central, the central area of the hill, go back where everybody shoots from, and then the hill slowly slopes upward. So I kind of got like where I would be at if I was shooting a gun, and where a majority of the targets were set up to find all the highest concentrate of lead. And I did pretty good. I've gotten probably 75, 80 pounds out of here in a matter of 4 days, and that's about an hour and a half each one of those mornings, so it's not too bad. Using the fan method, obviously, I'm afraid that this sifter method is going to take way too long, and I'll probably get 18 pounds of lead in 3 hours instead of an hour and a half, which is not going to happen. I'm going to go over to a smaller pit here at the range and see how it works with sand, and if it works good there, I won't use it for sand and the fan for this heavier stuff. But I'll be back in a second. Alright, we made it over to the sandy pit. You can see that pile over there. That's what I did probably 3 days ago. I grid off my hills wherever I've been. I'll dig out a see the pile, I'll dig out a circle like that, run the material and put it back into the hole, and then I work around it around the area that I started putting the material, and that's where I'll start putting all my sand at, or tailings, whatever you want to call it, after I've got recovered all the lead from them. And then that way I'm not covering up ground that hasn't been touched yet. So we're going to try this sifter out here. And let's see what we haven't done there. We're going to go right there today and see how this thing works. How this thing works with sand. And this is very fine stuff. It's still taking a long time to get the sand through. If it was really dry sand, I'm sure it'd be alright, but it'd go quicker. Alright, but in the sand, shoot, don't my bucket. So it's a little bit quicker than the heavier material for sure. And it doesn't really look like too many 22s or anything like that in there. And normally I just throw that small saw to the side and not even look through it, because I'm looking for pretty much 380 auto on up, you know, and the slugs and all that. There we go. I was gonna say this earlier, but the fan method works great, but the only issue I found with that is 380 auto, 9mm, some 40 cal, and even some 45s will go through the bigger spots on the fan if you get the material up too high. So you really got to be careful with that, or you're just losing lead. I wasn't paying attention when I first started doing it with that fan cover, and like 2 days later I reran the material in one of the piles, and I found probably 2 pounds of lead that I had just discarded because it had fallen through the bigger cracks. You can see there's quite a few bullets doing this, and it adds up quick. Adds up really quick, actually. Before you know it, you'll be lugging out a heavy bucket of lead, and wish that you had not gotten so much on your own. There's some 22s in there. 22 shot, bullets. 9mm. You can feel it when you pour it in your hand like that. If there's something in there, you can feel the lead. It's kind of heavier, way heavier weight to it, obviously. Try using a little bit less material. So I guess like 1/4 inch would probably be like the minimum I'd go with a strainer, like the mesh or chicken wire. Oh, and some of this lead, disguise itself as rocks because it's been on the ground so long. You'll start getting an eye for that after you've done this for a while. You'll start noticing them. And if you pick up brass at the range, along with doing your lead recovery, make sure you're using 2 separate buckets. I learned that one the hard way and had a live 9mm round in my lead, and I poured that into about 15 pounds of hot lead, and it took about 3 seconds from pouring the small amount of lead in there for it to explode. And I couldn't hear for quite a while, probably about 20 minutes or so. So make sure you're using 2 separate containers, or don't even pick up brass when you're going out to do lead recovery, unless it's just like an ungodly amount, or you're short on it, then yeah, whatever, pick it up. But nothing else in there. So, and the top of this hill is going to have a lot more lead in it, so I'll be able to move up there in a minute and show you guys that, and how much more lead there is at the higher elevations than the lower elevations. It's only noob shooters shooting to the ground. Come on now. Definitely going back to the fan. That's for sure. Alright, we'll move the camera up the hill and we'll mine out above this big mound that I've made, and I'll show you how much more lead's up there than down here.